Cyclo-cross World Cup coming to you live from Valkenburg. I'm Dan Jarvis, be bringing you the action in the women's race this afternoon. The World Cup standings currently with Katie Compton of the USA leading by 15 points from Katarina Nash, but neither Compton nor Nash are here. So there's a great chance for Sophie de Boer, the winner of the opening round at Cross Vegas, to take back that leader's jersey. We will see a leader's jersey though as well. Ellen Noble is the leading under-23 woman from the USA, and she will be looking to build on that lead she has. So it's a pretty good day here in Valkenburg. The rain has stayed away, and here's the course, just over 3 kilometers. Different to previous years, we have a start up in the casino, hard standing, very tough, lots of climbs, lots of run-ups, and out in the woods it's a little bit tacky in places, but it is running pretty fast. We've had some fast races so far today with the junior men and under-23 men testing out the course. Wins so far for Belgium and for Italy, so we'll see what happens there. Not much of a win, 5 kilometers, and it's 11 degrees. Much colder than we've had in a couple of previous years, but certainly warmer than it was first thing this morning. There was a mist hanging over the course. Very, very chilly, but now the sun is trying to break through up here in the Dutch Alps, and here on the classic Kouwberg. We are getting underway. The women are on the start line. There's Nikki Brammeyer, the British national champion, looking to go for another win. Havlik Kouwberg, Caroline Manny having a fantastic season so far, the European champion, and a big, big rider to look out for, Sanakant, of course. And then the woman who's hoping to put herself into that leader's jersey, the Telenet UCI World Cup leader's jersey, Sophie de Boer. Lining up alongside her, Ellen van Looy, and the world champion, Talita de Jong from the Rabaliv women's cycling team. And then Helen Wyman, the evergreen former European champion for the Kona factory team. Had some good form recently been racing in the US. And they're all poised. We're waiting for the light to go green. As the start commissaire moves out of the way. And we're underway. So round 3 of the Telenet UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup is underway. It's a great start from de Boer. And she's going to lead them out onto the dirt now. Wyman with a good start as well. Trying to get onto the wheel of Kant, and also a very good start from Ellen Noble, the under-23 World Cup leader. You can just see her there in the white and red. Oh, Brammeyer just got hooked up there. Oh, and it's a big fall, and that is Noble. She went down very heavily there. She's going to have to collect her thoughts and also get back up and running. Saw going through there. Fantastic start from Fionn James. There she goes. She just caught the rut. Front wheel slammed down. And that's going to have shaken her up. It's going to be a big challenge to see how she comes back now. Got to just collect her thoughts and try and get back into the action as quickly as possible. It's possible Noble is potentially in a position to put herself into the overall lead as well, because of course there are 80 points up for grabs for the race win. But just seeing already, you can see the rainbow jersey there of de Jong moving up. Sanakant in the European Champions jersey. Also very good from Amanda Miller for the Visit Dallas DNA team. She's got herself up there as well. That's the rider in the orange strip, just behind the diminutive figure of Halikova. But you can see this Alpine-style course making full use of the height we have here. Drops right down the slopes. And all of these corners are super slippy. Hasn't dried out at all. But it's de Boer on the front from Van Looy. Then comes Kant. And then it's going to be de Jong hitting the tarmac as they go up the climb. And already it's being stretched out here by the winner of Cross Vegas. Had to surrender the leader's jersey to Katie Compton when she could only finish 7th at the Jingle Cross in Iowa City. And it's been already a historic season with 2 races outside of Europe for the first time ever in the history of the Cyclo-cross World Cup. And Telenet's seeing it really paying off with huge crowds coming out at those races. Big crowd here as well. And also we're seeing history with the first ever under-23 women's separate category. Had the first World Championship earlier this year with Evie Richards becoming the first ever under-23 World Champion. But she's not here. She's opting to race in the UK this weekend. Just seeing 1 or 2 riders trying to get back in. Brammer going through there. Formerly Nikki Harris, British national champion. She was having a great ride here last year, you might remember, until she washed out on one of the corners. So she's maybe trying to get rid of some demons from last year as well. But we're already seeing Sophie de Boer is really stamping her claim on this. She's dragging 2 riders clear with her now then. Ellen van Looy and the world champion, Dalida de Jong. Kant is trying to come across the gap. And it's a very, very good ride here from Millet. Wyman leading the chase. Captain's in there as well. Just trying to spot who our leading under 23 might be at the moment. And indeed to see if Ellen Noble has managed to recover from that early problem. Manny starting to move up through the field now as well. Kathleen Antonou having a good ride. That's Elle Anderson coming through. Well, getting Del Carmen Alvarado from the Netherlands is certainly up towards the front in terms of the under-23s. So too, Fionn James. The tall British rider. She's come through well on this opening lap. But it's these 5 who are moving clear now as they come to the stairs. It is the world champion leading them through De Jong. And De Boer shoulder to shoulder up the steps. Oh, little stumble coming from Miller. Can't, just lost her momentum there a little bit to respond to that. Mani's charging up the stairs here. Caroline Mani, the French national champion. But the stairs have opened things up a little bit here. Also going well, coming up there, Rebecca Farringer. She wears the colours of the Amy D Foundation, the charity set up in memory of Amy Dombrowski, the US cross rider. So it's down again to Gant to close the gap on the leaders. Also starting to come across now. Lucinda Brandt, Wyman as well, Havlikova, Mani. Over the bridge. It's quite a fast run in from here. Antonou, Bramier, also in there as well. I think Anne-Marie Vorst is actually our best placed under 23, just went through in that group there. I'm looking to see, I haven't yet spotted the white and red of the World Cup leader in the under 23s. Oh, here she is coming through now. So she's some way down the field, is Ellen Noble. In terms of the standings, she's head and shoulders above any of the other under 23 riders, because most of the scorers have been in the USA, were American or Canadian. The only rider really, I think, likely to get close to her on this could be Amira Miller from Great Britain. But she would need to finish quite high up and have Noble to have an absolute shocker to really close that gap. Noble should be safe in that leader's jersey, at least for another round, as long as she can stay up in the points. But this is a bit of a Dutch masterclass at the moment, because De Jong and De Boer have taken the race to everyone else so far. Only woman who can respond is Ellen van Looy, the tall Belgian rider who rides for the Telenet team. Sanakant in the European leaders, European champions jersey, trying to get across that gap. And still well placed as well, Amanda Miller of the USA on her back wheel. But damage has been done in some way. You can see big gap starting to appear with Lucinda Brandt in no man's land, trying to get across that gap, but the rest of the field is strung out behind. It's looking like we've got a pretty early selection in terms of the contenders. Oh, a little hesitation there for De Jong. And De Boer just starting to pull away on this descent. Sometimes, though, it's a good idea just to drop back and leave a gap rather than be drawn into following the line of the rider in front of you. Let a gap go, pick your own line and then close in. But Kant and Miller have closed right up onto the back wheel now of Van Looy, so it is going to come back together. As De Boer still continues to set the pace. De Jong in the rainbow jersey comes straight up to her back wheel. Then comes Kant. Then it's Van Looy. And then just on the back of the group is Miller. Just looking to see now where the gap, how big that gap is. Back from Brandt to the rest, and it is getting bigger and bigger, that's for sure. Little bit of a hesitation from Van Looy. Miller trying to move through. See, the off-camber sections are just testing the riders as they come through. But it is running pretty fast, this course. As I say, just 3 kilometres. Back in the chase, it's Wyman and Money who are heading that chase group. And as they hit the tarmac around the bottom, these 5 are still locked together. Just looking back, Wyman shutting the door on Manny. Manny had to just dab the brakes. And I think it's safe to say already we could be looking at the riders that are going to be contending for this podium, because already pulling away. Oh, foot out there from Kant coming down the descent. Manny is leading the chase here. Wyman still in there. Halikova in there too. Antonou. Then that's going to be, I think that's Amari Vorst in there. And Brammeyer. Just look again. Just stabilising. Kant, the foot out to act as an outrigger. But she's still in contention. But again, I think the pace has dropped slightly because it's allowing Lucinda Brand to come across just to slot onto the back of that group. So 3 Dutch riders in here, 2 Belgians, 1 American. Crucially as well, 2 riders from the Rabo Liv team. De Bois, she's an interesting rider because certainly at Cross Vegas, she seemed to be tired all the time and yet managed to muster up a phenomenal sprint at the end to beat Compton and Nash. And having watched her, I think she just got a bit of a physique which sometimes looks a little bit more tired than she actually is. Hard to tell though on the run-ups because everybody looks tired on these steps. Hard work as they come up. So the 6 riders hitting the bridge. It's a fast woodland loop into the finish here from the bridge. Nothing too testing on this run through. Manny leading the chase. Just look to the gap. They were around about 20 seconds behind. I think they might just be clawing back a few seconds here. We'll find out as they come through the finish. But at the moment, they're working well, the lead 6. Once again, Telenet de Jong goes to the front. And they'll hit the tarmac. So, chance to bring you this gap and a little look over the shoulder from de Boer. And suddenly through to the front comes Lucinda Brandt. So the woman who had to work hard to get onto that group jumped straight onto the front as they came through the finish arch. You can see now cutting up on that surface quite a few. In fact, the gap's gone out 21 seconds. Manny, Wyman, Havlikova in there. Then comes first Bramaya. Then comes Arzufi from Italy. Kapteins from the Netherlands. Well, Miller's going to want to try and do better than go better than last year. She was 5th last year. Got as high as 4th place here at the Valkenburg last year. She'd be looking, really would like to get herself up onto that podium, I'm sure. And it would move her as well. She's currently 5th overall in the standings, 102 points. Now, obviously, with Compton and Nash missing, the lead points are effectively with the woman who's just muscled her way to the front there. Sophie de Boer, she's on 128. Manny is on 125. Then Miller on 102. Noble, the under-23 World Cup leader, on 101. Then Pendle not here. Antonou is on 97. Faringer is on 90. Sanakant is on 82. So Sanakant will be looking to move herself up the standings. Certainly won't be getting anywhere near the leader's jersey, but looking to try and move up with some races that should favour her coming up. We've got Kotsida next month. Then it's Zeven in Germany, Namur in December, and then the day after Christmas Day, Hoysensolder, Fuji in Italy in 2017, and Hokkaido is the final round. So 9 rounds. It's a long way to go yet. There's a lot to be decided. But de Boer could be giving herself a big points lead here. And again, these three starting to drag clear. It's the 3 Dutch riders in this lead group who are starting to pull clear once again. Brandt, de Boer and de Jong. Van Looy just trying to drag herself up to those 3 again. So too Sanakant, and this time it looks like Miller is slightly distanced. Hard to gauge really on the off camber. Miller just marking the other riders. Still a long way to go on our third lap here. Manny now starting to lead the chase. Wyman, Havlikova. Then comes Antonou. Bramaya is the next rider. Then it's going to be Anne-Marie Vorst, best placed under 23 rider. Starting to see Kapteins coming up, and also Elle Anderson. She's moving up well, as USA have really become a force to be reckoned with in terms of women's cyclocross. Again, it all comes back together. And just as it does come back together, once again, Brandt hits the front and tries to raise the pace. This is going to be a war of attrition, I think, over the second half of this race. They hit the run up. And again, Constantina's up. Could be crucial, I think, as we get towards the end, as tired legs come in. Miller does look strong on the runs. Van Looy slots onto the back, just losing a little bit of ground. But still, no decisive moves managing to come just yet. Again, it's down to Sanekant to close the gap on the three Dutch riders. As they come up past the pits, De Boer, De Jong and Brandt. Can they get that decisive break? Kant comes back once again. Just a chance to ease up as they hit the next set of steps. And again, Miller does look strong on the steps. Just making it a bit tougher as well with the sand on those steps. Wyman then in pursuit of Manny. Manny's managed to get a little bit of a lead here. Here comes Alfusi. Bramai just starting to close up on to Amari Vorst. And again, the gap is going out slightly. Every time it looks like it's down to Sanekant to try and close that gap. Van Looy just drifting off the back slightly. Could start to be coming under threat from Manny. Manny with that, she has that kind of manic riding style. Mouth open, bobbing around on the bike. Really puts 100% into effort into everything. And it could pay off if she can get across to certainly the second group. De Jong onto the tarmac then to complete. This is going to be the completion of lap 3. And De Boer just trying to clear out her pedals and her cleats there. 2 to go. De Jong, De Boer, Brandt, and Miller, Kant, and Van Looy. Now, where is Manny? The answer is at least the length of the finish straight. So the gap has actually gone out now. It is surely going to come from these riders. Manny, 27 seconds down in 7th place. Then comes Wyman in 34. The chase is blown apart now. Antonio Arzufi, in 9th and 10th, but they've gone back to 40-odd seconds behind. Then comes Vorst, Kapteins in 12th. Then it's Anderson. Then Haulikova. Looks like Bramai's dropped off the pace as well. Farringer has gone through in 15th. So Nikki Brammer is dropping backwards. The British national champion. She came through the last intermediate, but she's yet to appear through the finish arch. So just wondering if she's dropped out of the race here. Sheshinkarova in 16th, Petty in 17th, Koller 18th. Macherus of Luxembourg has just gone through in 20th place. So Brammeyer is out of this race by the look of it. Back to the front. It's De Boer and De Jong starting to take control. Brandt still in there, but just closing across. Coming across, this is great riding by Miller. Just looking, Van Looy has slipped out. And that's going to cost her place in that lead quintet because Kant is starting to come back there. So again, De Boer applying the pressure. De Jong, then comes Brandt, but Miller closing that gap right up onto the back wheel of Brandt. And she's taking Sanakant with her. Looks like, oh, is this going to be a little dig? No, just moving to the front. De Jong. Just to be the first back out onto the grass. That muddy line starting to really be worn in. We've had 2 races before this, plus all the practice, so the line really starting to be developed out there on the grass. Now, this would be, if Miller could get herself a podium finish here, this would be a massive boost for the American women's aspirations. Going forward also would put her in a very good position in terms of the overall standings. Remember, she is only 26 points behind. Just looking back. Whoa, big back wheel slip out there for Rebecca Farringer for the Amy D Foundation, and that could be a slightly more difficult place to crash because that's onto the hard standing, so could actually be a bit more painful than if it was on the grass. Wait to see, hopefully no ill effects here. And again, that gap is just starting to appear once again. And once again, the European champion is trying to close down the gap. 2 to 3 Dutch women. Be a massive, massive boost to KWNU, the Dutch Cycling Federation, if they could blanket finish this podium here in the Kouwberg Cross in Valkenburg, on the doorstep of the finish, of course, of the Amstel Gold Race. Whoa, whoa. De Boer nearly had to windmill the arms there to stay upright because just lost her footing, and it shows, I think this could be the crucial place where the race could be won and lost. On the run-ups, they seem to be matching each other reasonably well on the cycling sections. But it is causing some problems. And De Jong has just managed to get that gap now. De Boer with Brandt on her wheel. And of course, Brandt is the teammate of De Jong, so I don't think we're going to see Brandt offering to chase down here at all. Lucinda Brandt. I think she'll be quite happy to sit on the wheel of Sophie De Boer and be dragged back up to her teammate. Dalida de Jong then, the world champion, has the gap. This could be the decisive gap now, maybe. Onto the steps, the sandy steps. The crowd cheering them on. Certainly going to be no problem in terms of partisan crowd because 3 Dutch riders at the front. De Boer and Brand there coming through. Then comes Sanakant and Miller, Amanda Miller. But this could be the move. Van Vlooy for the Telenet Vadea team, trying to get back to those leaders after her back wheel slipped out on the off camber. Just looks a little bit more tired, I think, on the steps. And Caroline Money is just a ball of energy. She's storming up the stairs to try and catch Van Vlooy. De Boer might just be able to distance Brandt here, but Talita de Jong is pushing on. She has her advantage now, and she will be looking to capitalize on this. De Jong yet to score any points in the 2016-17 Telenet UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup. Her first appearance, but the world champion is really going for it now. Here she goes onto the finish straight. She'll get the bell this time around. And it's time trial time now for Talita de Jong. And the gap is big. She's going to have the finish straight advantage. It's going to be around about 12, 13 seconds, I think. 15 seconds, 16 seconds the gap to De Boer. Then comes Brand now coming up, and you cannot discount her from maybe getting second place. I think first is gone. Miller looks like she has used up all of her energy. Just looking to see, did we have a slip out here? Maybe. Oh, oof. That is a big one from Miller. And I said earlier, I didn't think there were too many problems on that last little loop of the course. Clearly, there are now, because I think the wheel just caught a rut and threw her through the air. So the battle is now on for second place. De Boer and Brandt fighting this out. Kant trying to come across. Sanakant, she's currently in 10th place on 82 points. Yet to record a top 5 finish. Was 9th at Cross Vegas, 13th at Jingle Cross. But now we're on to courses that she knows well. She really will, I think, be able to close some of those gaps when we get to Koksijde. Really, this year's Telenet UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup has such a variety of different courses and atmospheres, even, that it is going to test, find all-round cyclocross champion, really finding the most consistent. But as far as the Cowboy Cross here in Valkenburg is concerned, it is now looking like Talita de Jong has got one hand on the winner's trophy. De Boer, a little bit of a hairy moment there again, coming through those ruts. Has a little look across, looking to see, and I think now Sanakant has got up to 3rd place and is chasing. She has the European champion. Has got herself up there. Brandt dropping off the pace, and so are Our Dutch whitewash of the podium is looking like not going to happen now. If she can get onto the wheel. She could cause the boat some problems. Telenet de Jong is storming ahead now. She's built that gap, and that is going to be more than 7 seconds now, I think. The boat has a little look again, just to see where Sanakant is. Brandt is barring a problem for any of the riders ahead. I think she's going to have to settle for 4th place. A short respite here for Telenet de Jong, world champion on the tarmac. Heads back up onto the grass, and she's got now the definite advantage of being able to look across and see where the others are. And that is, oh, it's a long way now. It's a long, long way. It's going to be over 20 seconds, I think. Telenet de Jong is just time trialing her way now towards her first victory in the 2016-17. Oh, I've spoken too soon, maybe. Well, I did say on the last lap that the run-up could be decisive. I didn't think that would be potentially why. Slipping out right at the foot of the run-up. Hopefully, no major problems coming out of that. Let's just see again. Wow, just turned the wheel. Front wheel just dipped in slightly as she came in. Didn't lose too much time. And it's going to be a question now as whether that's going to be used to her advantage. That little burst of adrenaline that came out of that potential mistake. But I think she's relatively okay. Big shake-up. Now, of course, with the Rabo-Liv team folding, coming forward, Jung, she's going to be going across to the Lars Wildils team in 2017. So it'll be a nice sign-off here, I think, for Rabo-Liv. De Boer then, still in second. Kant has got to find an extra gear here coming in towards the finish, maybe. And actually, Brandt is still not out of this. Miller looks like she's going to be in 5th spot. But Telenet de Jong, she is really storming away from the rest of the field. De Boer just doesn't look like she's got the same pace here. Can't think he's going to be set in 3rd place. But we're going to be looking back to Start-finish line. Here she comes. This is going to be a popular win. The world champion from the Netherlands is going to take the win. There's a big smile on her face here. Comes in. Amazing thing is, as well, way back, well, not that long ago, 6 years ago, the World Cup at Hurghada, she was a volunteer at the trackside, and now world champion, winner of the legendary Valkenburg. This should be the woman who's moving into the lead of the Telenet UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup. Sophie de Boer, the winner of Cross Vegas, takes second here, and the European champion Sanakan is going to take third. Fourth place will go to Lucinda Brandt. For a long time, looked like she was potentially going to fill the final spot on the podium. Another good ride from a real emerging talent. Taking over now from Katie Compton in terms of the highest ranked rider here. Good ride from Amanda Miller. Ellen Van Looy will take 6th place. Caroline Manny is going to take 7th. 8th place for Antono. Good finish as well for Arzuffi in 9th place, the Italian. Then comes Helen Wyman. She comes in for 10th. 11th place will be for Maud Kaptians. So the Dutch really responding on home territory. And first under 23 rider coming in here, Anne-Marie Vorst. She's going to finish 12th here. Should then be seeing Ella Noble is going to be retaining her overall lead in the under-23 competition. Ella Anderson comes in for 13th place. Halikova will take 14th. 15th place. Another American rider coming in here. That's Rebecca Farringer in the Amy D Foundation colours. And there's a sprint coming in for the positions behind. Trying to hold on. It's going to come to a photo. And I think Petit just took it for Shashinkarova. Collar then in 18th place. Vernon Schrott in 19th. But it's all about this woman, Talita de Jong, the world champion, reminiscent of Lars van der Haar's win, the rainbow jersey on home territory. Coming in for the win, Alicia Frank in 20th place. Christina Macherus in 21st. And of course the World Championships will be in Luxembourg. Another sprint coming in for the places. The points, remember, going right the way down. And by the end of this season, it's a 9-round season. It could be important. Del Carmen Alvarado from the Netherlands ahead of Verschuren and Clausel. But it's hard racing here in Valkenburg. Music, Grosset, Nuno Palacio, Van der Heijden, all coming home. Very good ride as well from Fionn James, 31st, just behind Perrine Clausel. Hegel coming in, the Austrian champion. I think we've just to confirm, Brahma is a non-finisher. keeping our eyes open for the Under-23 World Cup leader. Ella Noble, she should be due in now, but here's the unofficial results. Talita de Jong winning comfortably in the end, 26 seconds over Sophie de Boer. Sanakant in third, Lucinda Brandt in fourth. Miller with another good ride in fifth place. Looking down through the standings, Anne-Marie Wurst was the first of the under-23 riders there in 12th position. So, tough racing. Right from the gun, De Boer made it perfectly clear what her intentions were. Got the whole shot, led them clear, and Ella Noble was looking like she was going to challenge and then went down very heavily, and that was a heavy landing. She lost an awful lot of time. She's come in at 37th place in the end, 5 minutes down on De Jong. But early on, De Jong and De Boer, they were continually trading places at the front. Van Floyd tried to go with them. Kant, Miller were also there, and so too, after yo-yoing backwards and forwards off the bat, Lucinda Brandt came through. She hit the front, the teammate of De Jong. And that really was the match to the touch paper for the race to start to break up. De Boer and De Jong pushing the pace at the front. Looked like they distanced everybody else. Looked like it was going to be a Dutch 1, 2, 3. But then Sannekamp managed to find the second gear. De Jong got a big gap on the run-up on the previous lap. Nearly lost it there. And De Boer and Kant trying to chase it down. But it was all smiles at the end for the woman in the rainbow jersey. The winner of round 3 of the Telenet UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup. Talita de Jong. Sophie de Boer takes second. Sannekamp takes third. Should be able to bring you the new standings very shortly, as we can see the pits there underneath the casino. It's going to be a fantastic location here in 2018 for the World Championships. You can find out more by following Limburg 2018 on Twitter, or also going to the website limburg2018.com. Certainly, in terms of the organisation here, fantastic facilities that we have here at Valkenburg. And looking forward to the men's race coming up later. And we're going to hear hopefully from Talita de Jong. So congratulations to Telenet UCI. And we're getting ready for the podium presentation for round 3 of the Telenet UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup. And we'll have the leaders' jerseys as well presented to the series leader and the leading under-23 rider. So just waiting for confirmation, but by my reckoning, that's going to be Sophie de Boer taking back the leader's jersey that she had after round 1 across Vegas. And we should be seeing Ellen Noble retaining the under-23 jersey, despite not having a particularly good day by her standards. After 2 top 10 finishes in the US, that first lap crash really did put pay to her chances of another good finish here at Valkenburg. And the women, they'll be turning their attention now to the sand dunes of Koksijde in just about a month's time for round 4 of the Telenet UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup. I think we could be seeing the woman on the right here, Sanakant, starting to mount her challenge to try and close the gap in the standings. There in the sand dunes. Still have 6 more rounds to go, though, so we are very early stages of this year's campaign. Still a chance for a lot of riders to make up on the points deficit if they didn't go to the USA. Telenet UCI was one. So 3rd place finisher, getting the applause, the European champion from Belgium, Sanakant. Taking that 3rd spot. 2nd spot will go to Sophie de Boer. So a 2nd podium of this World Cup series. Big cheer for her as well from the home crowds. But the race winner in the end, pretty dominant for the world champion. She's going to be moving across, of course, to the Las Valdeos team for next season's on the road. But it's still in the colours of Rabobank Live that she takes the win here at the Valkenburg Cross, the win in round 3 of the Telenet UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup. So confirmation of your podium from this race. Sanakant, Sophie de Boer, and our race winner, Telenet UCI. And we'll have the national anthem of the Netherlands coming up shortly. Some extremely impressive trophies coming up as well. Well, just to remind you, the men's race coming up later this afternoon. That will be at 3 o'clock European time. Can Van Aert add to his win so far? and retain his lead in the 2016-17 Telenet UCI Cyclo-cross World Cup. So the board now going to be on 198 points. Kant is going to be on 147. So it just moves ahead of Compton. Mani, I think, is going to be well placed as well. She took 7th. So Mani will now be on 173 points. And Miller with her 5th place. She is she's going to be on 157. So certainly the places are going to be hotly contested. So conclusion of the race podium, but we're now going to have the